It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just a little crazy. It's all right. What's going on, fellow humans and resellers? It is I, James, RedoptionAgency.com. 22 years selling full time on eBay. It's 5 p.m. Do you know where your sales are? Actually, it's 5:41 p.m. to be exact. And started off good today, and then it just collapsed. It was having like a couple of hours, nothing came through. It's happened a couple of times thus far already. So we are only at $441 right now. So been kind of in that ballpark for quite a while. So boo on you, eBay. Nothing in the new store, and nothing besides that one from Posh that I didn't pull this morning that I told you about. 31 items sold, only 9 organic, 22 promoted. So it's the decline of that organic number again. Happened yesterday also with only 14 organic. So prior to that was 30, 19, 18, 49, 21, 20. So we're about half shy, at least minimum, of organics today. So I don't know. So I got some stuff here pulled. Let's do some questions and comments as we get into this. Get into the glorious day of breathing. Glorious day of breathing. Cha-cha, cha-cha. All right, let's go. You mentioned the other day how Jan wasn't supportive of your crappy card idea. Yeah, I made a lot of, I've tried, I wish I could remember some of the things I've tried over the years. Like I've always tried different things to try to get, create something to take off. So yeah, she became very skeptical of my ideas. Do you blame her? I don't blame her. First off, nice job throwing her under the bus. Well, it's not really throwing anybody under the bus. It's actually just the truth. I don't blame her for not trusting me. It's not like I had anything that worked until now. So, oh yeah, I did sell another card, a $20 one. So thank you. Secondly, can you blame her for not trusting you? No, I just said that. Sounds like based on your past stories that she has bailed you out many times and kept you out of bankruptcy. No, actually, we can't go into bankruptcy because her name is on the business and she's a pharmacist. So if she goes bankrupt, she loses her pharmacy license. So no such thing, not even close to bankruptcy, will never be an option. And we'll always fight through it when we're having down times, as we do. With all your bad, and kept you out of bankruptcy with all your bad business decisions. I don't know. Sitting on 5 storage lockers of paid inventory, making $200,000 plus a year. I don't know. I think everything's worked out all right. But thank you for your concern. Special edition should be foil. Yeah, I don't know if the company I'm working with now, I don't know if they have those, but I could always find a different company to do the special editions with, and or even next year's cards. So, but that would be kind of cool. I don't know how much it would cost, but hey, if one was a success, if that wasn't just an anomaly to show support, which I understand if it was, this is like the sophomore jinx with the shipper card coming. So if that one's a good one too, and maybe I can put more money into it, over time. So, and that'll come up with better designs and who knows what else. So putting something with it, not just a card, but I don't know. So more for the money type of thing, we'll see. It can grow. There's a million ways it can go. So it has to work long term for that to happen. So it's worked short term. Round one's worked, but will it be something that will continue? we shall see. I mean, from the feedback I'm getting from you guys, there's enough of you who are going to buy card 2 that I'm definitely going to at least make my money back. So, and then some a little. So either way, it's going to at least keep going, and that gives me the opportunity to try to branch it out to people who don't know it exists, basically. So it'll allow me to maybe promote a little bit more on Facebook or promote on Instagram and who knows what, so TikTok or whatever. So it'll give me the option to play with that. How to know you're on the right path. Yesterday on my oldest account, I hit 2,222 feedback. On my new account, I hit 222 feedback. Almost simultaneous. Here I go again, tripping over words. Simultaneous. You know what I'm trying to say. Slow and steady wins the race. Simultaneously. If I think too much, I screw it up even more. Got to be a nice feeling. That is awesome. Yes, my bike came in today, so bringing back memories of using my first credit card. It was a Discover card. Discover was the first company to give me a credit card. I still have that account today. And first thing I went and bought that bike. So bringing back memories. Back when I couldn't afford it. That card always had like a $10,000 balance on it. This is when I was working retail, so I was always living with at least a $10,000 debt card. So not the best thing to do, but hey, when you come from nothing and all of a sudden you got a credit card, you're like, ooh, I always wanted that bike. Let's take a trip. I've never been on a vacation before. Let's go on a vacation. So you do a lot of firsts. So that can cause a lot of problems if you're not prepared for it. So next up. Hi, James. Do you have any opinion, or have you ever tried doing multiple stores for specific items, such as cassette tapes only store on eBay or a hat store only, very specific niches? Perhaps having multiple stores that focus on just one type of item might help. I realize it might reduce traffic to those stores, but they are smaller but have more repeat buyers in the long run. When I first started, I had Just Music. And then that turned into I had Just Music, and I had Brick Alley Cat, which was oddball stuff. And then when I started selling media on Amazon, my media on Just Music kind of dwindled down. So I don't remember. I may have started putting Brick Alley Cat stuff onto that account and changed the name from Just Music to Urban Picker, I believe, and started putting that stuff on that account. And then I came across a huge lot of, one of the buyouts was a ton of cassette tapes. So I created a third store called King of Cassettes, and ran that for a while. But just having too many stores was just overwhelming, and two's handleable. Two I can handle. Doing more than that is just a little much. So would it help? I don't know. I really don't. If you have everything kind of in categories in your store, people know where to look. Or if they want cassettes, they can come into your store and type cassettes into it, and then all that would pop up as cassettes. So I'm not sure if it would make that much of a difference these days, but I don't know. Why I did the second store is just to see if I'm on a better server, if I can get more consistent sales. And then also, too, to connect the Poshmark, the Vendu also to the Poshmark, so I can just do clothes there and make that more streamlined and easy. So I don't know. I'm not 100%. It may. So people don't get bogged down with other stuff, but You know, if you think about all of the many website issues eBay has and all of what seems to be daily obstacles they throw at us, we must be crazy to pay them good money to get a very bad experience, the likes of which we would be kicked off the site if we did the same thing to our buyers. Ain't that the truth? That is 100% the truth right there. James, 3 out of your last 10 videos have gone viral. Those 3 have hit 1,000 views. Awesome work, buddy. Well, 1,000's not really viral. If it was, then I would be viral. But yeah, no viral. So please like this video. Help it get over 1,000 views. Boom, 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 boom. That's why I'm trying to think of different ideas to try to get it out there. I'm going to start putting probably more shorts out. Because I get, like, my shorts in the last 28 days was like 25,000 views and garnered, I can't remember how many subscriptions off of, or subscribers off of those. But 25,000 views in 28 days on shorts, that's a bigger number. I think that was bigger. I don't know. It was a good number. So I'm like, okay, maybe if I do more shorts, then I get more subscribers and that'll help it grow more. Oh, we'll see. So I always kind of forget about the shorts because it's very easy to do with the AI stuff now. So I just need to do it. I'll be the ghoul when I was talking this morning's video. James, I got my card today. So cool. Keep rocking. Thank you for buying. Just don't know what to expect any longer with eBay. Used to be every few months. Now there are weekly technical issues, and when you call them, they tell you that there are no reported issues, but will create a ticket for you. And that's just because nobody has conversations within eBay. There's no it's like need to know basis type of thing, and it's sad. It's not a good way to run a company. This is just getting more and more painful. Why don't they just use the profits from all these fees the sellers have to pay to hire competent IT staff? Some of us are on a fixed income and use eBay to try and help pay for food and medication. And that's why I've said it feels like eBay's in that, where they're just taking all the profits and it's going in the shareholders' pockets, and then they're just going to drain it dry and leave it to die. That's what it feels like. That's some of the reasons why I feel it that way. Now, if it's not done that way, then that's a crappy way to run a business. So either way, it's in my eyes. Hi, James. You are the only eBay reseller I like to follow because you are very sympathetic and honest. Well, I appreciate that. I know I have very little time, so I only interact with a handful nowadays. When I noticed also here in our eBay Germany, every time eBay changes something of the design, layout, or whatever, the sales go down for sure. 100% there. 1 week, eBay did nothing and the sales were stable and very good. Yes, I've seen that too, where there was that short period where I had a few overnights that went all the way through. Nothing had changed. Everything was rolling good. And then they changed again. This time it was the product site layout. It was looking horrible. The sales dropped down very fast again. So every time eBay changes something, we get the stress, and this seems worldwide. Sorry for my English. English was very good. But yes, 100% agree on all those topics, except your English. Your English was good. And I did a decent, usually it's my reading that's what messes the statements up, not the commenter. Funny, that's about the same time I got my first credit card. Love BMX racing, spent countless hours at the local BMX track. Enjoy the blast from the past, James. You deserve it. Thank you. Yeah, we never had there was this one track that came pretty late when I was riding, But we would go to, there's this place called Crondelet Park. And it would be like me and like 20 black guys. So I'm like the only white guy in this group of guys. We're going riding down the park to the park. And it's probably 3 or 4 miles, actually probably more than that, 5 miles away. And you always hear, this is how racist the past used to be, and probably still is here and there, but get with your own kind. You know, people yelling stupid stuff like that out the windows as you drive by. Like, shut up. But anyway, going down to this park, there was this cool section of it that was a hill, and people have made jumps. It would dip down, then dip up. And so people had built different style of dirt ramps as you go up. So every time you, depending on which one you hit, you would get a different feel. And there was always one on the far right, which only the crazy people went down because it was so steep and such an incline up. I think I did it once. But if you went on there, you were, I remember, crazy white boy. You're a crazy white boy, you went on that one. So, but yeah, that one's, and that one was filled with a lot of shrubbery. So you don't even really see where you're going. It's just the other ones are kind of wide open. And this one's like, there's like four downhills here, and then the shrubbery, and then the one in the middle of the shrubbery. And yeah, that was the crazy jump. Because it was more of a impact jump. It was like, and then, so it went like, do, and then threw you up. It was pretty gnarly. Oh, when I was talking about what dead people could be called, interdimensional beings, meat suit free souls, I like that. On the reselling front thing, have felt like continuing to feed quarters in a slot machine that never pays out. So I am moving my focus where there is a payout, so I'm not wasting my time. Yeah, I hear that, man. It kept pushing and pushing. You know, the more things would happen, the more and more I was getting closer to opening a second store, right? Just tried everything else. And then finally I said, screw it. Let's do it. After I figured out I could redo Vendu and hook it to that and do the Posh, and I'm like, go. Just go. Figure it out. Take your time, figure it out, and go. So many glitches on both my accounts. Crazy. Let's be honest, this is a daily occurrence. Every day, it's like, what is the latest glitch on eBay? Yes, for sure, for sure. I got my start in baseball cards following JMax Sports on YouTube. I actually watched one of his videos today, I believe it was. Even with the fast scanners, they take time to figure out what's what. I use the Car Dealer Pro. I saw that too, to import and build my listings, but it still is a fair amount of time. I'll tell you what I did today. Selling in bulk is simplest, but you may give something very good if you're not familiar. I found a card I get graded and sell for around $500. I almost listed it for $5. That's after about 2,000 cards listed, by the way. So what I did today is I worked on how I did it, and it went pretty fast because I brought up the Burbank's Sports. They have like millions of cards. So I'm like, chances are every card I have is going to be in their store. So I just typed in like the first name of the player, the card number, hit enter. If more than a few came up, I would type in the name of the card, score, Fleer, whatever. So typing in as little as possible to get a result up. So it brought their listing up. I just copied their title and I created drafts, putting in the baseball card and where I wanted it in my store. And then like I do with the CDs and everything else, times my draft by 10, go hit one of my drafts, click paste the title, exact wording. Unless there was something in there I didn't understand, because I don't know a lot about sports cards. If there was like abbreviations, I'm like, I don't know what that means. I don't want to mislead nobody. So I take it off. And then, of course, all the item specifics filled out on their own. So hit that. And then being I brought it up under Burbank, I see their price. So I know the value of it right off the bat, because they're going to probably be very competitive since they're one of the biggest, if not the biggest one out there. And I was doing it as fast as listing CDs. So I did it pretty quick that way. But for me, it's not quick enough for the value, right? I can do CDs in that, and my CDs sell price points are going to be, they're going to average higher than those cards will. So not for me yet, but that's a quick way to kind of just go through and check the values, I guess, for me to go through, because I got tons of cards, but I'm sure they're probably all just basic stuff. But at least I have a quick way to go through it now and to list them if I decide to. So that's the route I went as of right now. I had a question. Have you heard anything about Tree Cat? Any info on them? Apparently it's a new cross lister. Yeah, the guy who's making Tree Cat, his wife is a reseller, and actually I think she watches some of my videos. He reached out to me probably about 6 months ago and asked me to try it, promote it, etc., etc. Before anybody else was doing it, I may have been one of the first he's reached out to. But there was one thing blocking it from me promoting it, and I told him, I can't promote it because they wanted to take 50 cents for each item sold. And when you're doing bulk, any way you go, taking 50 cents of somebody's order, I've been doing this long enough to know that can lead to failure pretty quick, especially if you're trying to grow something. Not for the creator of Tree Cat, but for the seller themselves. Giving away 50 cents for every item you sell, that adds up pretty quick. And, on that day I sold, we'll just call it 80, that would have been $40 straight to Tree Cat, right? So I pay $60. Well, it's free still for me, but Vendu's $60 for unlimited. So I gave him all that information, what I'm paying, how, and he goes, well, we could do more for volume, which I understand that, but I'm still not for taking 50 cents per item from a seller. I'm not a fan of that price structure. But I was upfront. I told them, and this is what is stopping me from trying it, promoting it, using it, etc., etc. So it's got to make sense. It's got to make sense. So, all right, let's see what sold here, everybody. Everybody, it's all right. It's all right. It's all right. I'm just a little crazy. It's all right. Let me take this offer. Well, no, let me not take this offer. Let me counter this offer. I don't do $3. $3.99 is as low as I go unless you're buying a lot. Make a counter of $3.99. And that's on the 420 stuff. Okay. So I just sold a Harley Davidson motorcycle. I don't know why I said motorcycle. Harley Davidson plush pig that I picked up Smoky Mountains. If you remember watching those videos, I had about 4 or 5 plush Harley Davidson plushes. So that one sold for $17.50. So it hasn't pulled yet. Sold after. Another thing that sold after was a Levi's 505 denim jeans, sold for $8. And now we can move on here. So, are you ready for a CD lot? Yeah. Where you at, lot? I just put the CD up today. What's up, fluffy face? Baby girl back there. Bar clogging in St. Louis. And another little indie thing, the Balladeer. This may be St. Louis too, I'm not sure. Ozark folk songs. So, if not St. Louis, probably still Missouri. Missouri. Anyway, both of these together sold for $31.50. So biggity bam. Nice start right there. Next up, we've got Scott Joplin, Greatest Hits CD, sold for $4.20. There's Fluffy Face, still scratching. I feel bad I can't give him the Apiquil. Next up, we've got Michael Ball, the Musicals CD, sold for $4.20. And we got, what's his name? Arkenstone, Spirits of the Rainforest CD. This sold for $14. Nightmares and Dreamscapes from the Stories of Stephen King. DVD sold for $5. Oh, did he just go past me again? I was like, what is that noise? I didn't even notice him. Next up, we've got Clapton CD, sold for $4.20. Got one more left in the store of that one. And probably a lot in storage. Cool hat. Bojack 50th anniversary. This is when I say that vintage stuff has drastically slowed down. Like this is a farmer hat. I mean, this has been in my store for 7 years. 7 years plus. Look how, and this is a nice clean one. I had to take an offer today for $4.50 on it. How does that sit for so long? That's just what makes me think some stuff is just not being seen. Next up, we got this Thailand t-shirt. The elephant showing off football game. So, my mom collected elephant stuff. If she was alive, I would have gave her that shirt to wear. That sold for $10.50. Next up, we got Kenny Rogers. Sold for $4.20. This cherry hat sold for $5. Took an offer on that. And here we go. You like the distressed, stained, dirty hats? So beautiful. You can really see the color of the stain here in the picture. I don't know if it's coming across on the video or not. Sold for $8. Love that. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Next up, April Wine on cassette. Sold for $6. MICDS field hockey t-shirt. Sold for $13.30. We got this little rabbit here from Disney. Brer Rabbit, B-R-E-R. Originally $7. He sold for $35. Yeah, I think he came out of storage. I had put up a box of plush, and I think he was part of that. Pensacola Beach sold for $9.50. All right, I got 11 more left of the $20 signed cards. Get them while you can. So, next up, we've got, are you ready for a viewer? I believe this was a viewer. They sent me an email. I want to say they said they were a viewer, but I'm not 100%. And you paid separately. I did see your email about combining. It wouldn't combine this or whatever. So once they're shipped, I will refund you the shipping. But we have this little book here and this little keychain. It was Tupperware that sold those, wasn't it? I'm not sure. Might have been Tupperware that sold those, the big sized ones. Next up, we got a cool hat, Senor Frogs. I love black and purple together. And you put that yellow in there, bam. Sold for $8. So when you buy Popeye's turkeys last year, they gave you a free apron. So I got 2 aprons. So one of them finally sold. And sold for $14. Next up, are you ready for a movie lot? Magnum PI and Mr. Baseball. VHS, DVD. Together sold for $8.40. And then lastly, the Best of Kansas City KTEL records sold for $4. So there we are. So we are at 611. I'm at 488. So didn't make the 5x5. Boo. Boo-hoo. Boo-hoo. Ho-ho. Boo-hoo. A couple more comments. I've had one sale less than $15 in a week. No watchers. And I'm listing. If you big sellers are not getting any your sales, we little sellers are doomed. I can't afford to throw good money at this anymore. Kind of depressing. I know, it's just, and that's what upsets me the most about all this, is how it's affecting just everybody who's got smaller stores. I'm very honored to be the first to leave feedback on your new store. I'm getting my son's shirt from you now. Way easier than Walmart, and he really likes them. Nice. Well, thank you. Thank you much. Much appreciated. All right. Thanks, everybody. Please leave comments below. Any comments. I don't care. It's all good. Please like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you are not. And I will see you all in the next video. Later.